Hi there, great friends. Uh, Welcome to the chemistry lesson. So on this lesson, I'm going to just do a short introduction on quantitative aspect of chemical change. So if this is your first time watching my lessons, do the right thing. Join the family, subscribe to the channel, and we'll make sure that you will feel at home. So I just want to do a quick example. Let's just say an introduction on quantitative aspect of chemical change. Okay, so in grade 10, if you still remember, we looked at different types of chemical reactions. So we'll definitely work through this reaction when we continue on the upcoming lessons. You need to make sure that you understand what is a synthesis reaction. You need to understand what is a decomposition and the ion exchange. We also have the ion exchange. So please go and read this so that you can prepare for our next lesson. And the last one, which is the electron transfer. So the electron transfer, this is redox reactions, right? So this is what you did in grade 10. So now, if you look at this given chemical equation, we say that a chemical reaction can be represented by a chemical equation. So this thing, guys, we call it a chemical equation. So during any chemical equation, we're going to say that the principle of conservation of atoms apply. So let me explain what we mean by the conservation of atoms apply. Uh, if it does not apply, we therefore have to balance the equation so that the number of the reactants atoms and the number of the product atoms are equal. So let's quickly work on this one. If you look at this term here, how many atoms do we have of nitrogen? We have 2 of N atoms. And if you look at this guy here, how many do you have? So you're going to take the 3, you multiply with the 2, which gives us 6 of H atoms. So this tells you that in the reactants, you just have 2 nitrogen atoms and you have 6 hydrogen atoms. So if you look at this, the 2, it applies for N and also for H. So this tells you that we have 2 in the product, we have 2 of N atoms, and the 2 also applies for H. So we're going to multiply that, which gives you the 6 of what? The 6 of H atoms. So now from this, it follows what we call the law conservation of matter. When you will be doing your exam question, you'll see they will say, state the law conservation of matter. We'll definitely work on that when we go to upcoming lessons. So now, when we say the law conservation of matter, that the mass of the substance in the reaction mixture is conserved during a chemical reaction. So in a complete reaction, the mass of the reactant, so the law states that the mass of the reactants. So if we look at the mass of the reactants, it should be equal to what? It should be equal to the mass of the products. I hope you are with me on that. So this will allow us, the reason I'm introducing you guys to this law conservation of matter, it will allow us to do what we call quantitative calculations to determine the mass of the reactants and products during a chemical reaction. So this is what I wanted us to talk about. So you'll see that in some of the questions, your chemical equation won't be balanced. So a chemical equation will say it's balanced by placing what? The coefficient. The coefficient are these numbers. that we put in front of the formula of the reactants and the products. We call them the coefficient. So do not change the formulas. Please don't change the formula, okay? We just place the coefficient to balance the chemical equation. Right. If you really enjoyed the introduction where quantitative aspect of chemical change starts, it all starts with the law conservation of matter. Is to make sure that if you have two atoms this side, even on the other side, you should have two nitrogen atoms. If you have six hydrogen atoms, same applies to the other side. That's the law conservation of matter. Okay, so on the next lesson, we'll start with the stoichiometric calculations. If you are struggling with the stoichiometric calculations, this is the right time to join the channel. We'll definitely work on that. So the next topic will be on revision of the important concept, and we'll start with the mole concept and the Avogadro's concept. See you on the next lesson. Thank you very much for watching.